Good morning, my dear friends. Today I am going to give you brief review about A-level mathematics paper 9709 code 32. Right? This is October November. This is paper 3 basically. Let's start now. Yes, there is our first question. Once again, this is very simple question. Solve the equation 5 ln bracket 4 minus 3 raised x is equal to 6. Show all necessary working and keep the answer correct to 3 decimal places. This is ln question, logarithmic question. Logarithmic equation is given there. It's very simple. If you know very simple thing that ln 1 is equal to ln1 is equal to 0 and ln e is equal to 1. So this equation can be, you know, here this one can be written once again. 5 ln 4 minus 3 raised x is equal to 6 into 1. 6, then multiply sign there and put 1 there, right? And in next step you just replace that one by ln e. So this way you will see your equation becomes 5 ln 4 minus 3 raised x is equal to 6 ln e. Okay, now the next step would be just take these powers in simplified form on the top of the number. So on both sides you will see your equation will be transferred to ln 4 minus 3 raised x whole power is 5, and on the other side this becomes ln e raised 6. Okay, you got it. I think you got it and there is no any confusion. And then you can cancel ln on both sides, and then the question becomes very simple and you can do it simply as you wish. Once again, when you by this way you can get your answers. And now I'm moving forward to my next question here. This is the curve given in exponential form, and he's saying find dy dx, right? So first of all you need to use differentiation quotient rule, u over v rule, right? You know very well what does quotient rule means. If you have any expression of u over v, this means you write denominator as v square and then use derivative v as it is minus v's derivative and u as it is. So applying this there, you see 1 minus x square becomes v and e raised minus 2x becomes u, and then simple rule for exponential and for simple polynomials you just differentiate as I told you. Applying the formula of the quotient rule you will get simplified form in terms of e raised x and e raised minus 2x and whatever these expressions are given there. Find the x coordinate of this stationary point, then put it equal to 0 and then get corresponding value and do up to 3 decimal places as it is given in the question. Okay, I'm moving toward next question. Yes, my dear, this is once again very simple question. It's polynomials question. It's remainder theorem and factor theorem we can call it. Here is saying a and b are constant and this is represented by px. Okay, when px is divided by this the remainder is dash. Okay, you can do that question by this simple rule called remainder theorem. Remainder theorem is always equal to px is equal to qx time dx time plus rx. Okay, where rx is the remainder. Here dx is given, and what is dx? Dx is there, dx here for this question is x square plus qx minus 1, and qx is not given, but as the given polynomial is in x4 in tetra form, so qx would also be quadratic. As quadratic multiplied by quadratic will give you this tetra polynomial, right? So you can suppose general qx by saying cx square plus dx plus e, as a b are already used. So if you change and say general equation of the quadratic for qx, that would be cx square plus dx plus e, and then you multiply x square plus x minus 1 time cx square plus dx plus e, plus, as I told you in the remainder theorem, you will plus rx, and that is 2x plus 3. Okay, this equation, this expression will be equated to x4 plus 3x3 plus ax plus b, and from there onward you can just compare the coefficients of x4, x cube, x square, and when you expand the expression, you will see that there is no x square term in the given polynomial, so you will put the coefficient of x square is equal to 0. So I think hopefully by observing all these things, you can easily calculate the value of a and b. Hopefully, my dear, you understand this. Now I'm moving to next, and this is again a simple question. And what does this simple question mean? This simple question is saying that this expression could be expressed in this form, and limitations, restrictions are given there. Okay, now just the simple rule of thumb for this question, just put it equal to this, and then use sign identity, and then compare the corresponding terms, corresponding coefficients of sine x and cos x. You will see the simple thing, you must take r in the equating. First, in the first step, just take r to the other side. This way this becomes square root of 6 over r, then plus 1 over 6. So this way you can easily get the corresponding terms coefficient, and then you can use sine square alpha plus cos square alpha is equal to 1. From there you can easily calculate the value of r, and same way for angle alpha, you can say tan alpha is equal to sine alpha over cos alpha. From there, taking tan inverse, you can calculate the corresponding value of alpha, and that must be acute, as it is clearly mentioned that alpha is acute between 0 and 90, and must be vigilant and careful that you have two answers for r, but you will take that one which is positive. Okay, now moving toward next question. Yes, my dear buddies, my dear friends, you see that this is the general form of this expression, and it looks almost simple, but just small variation by small variation, angle is different. In the above question it was x, but here you see there is 2 theta. So you can replace this, the above, r times sine x plus alpha for there. Okay, in the place of this, just small variation, that r would be remain, but instead of x you will replace that by 2 theta, and then you will put it equal to 2, and then you divide simply by taking 2 over r, and then take sine inverse of that, and then find the corresponding range of 0 to 360, as it becomes 2 theta, and take cos inverse and give all possible answers by using the definition of basic angles. Okay, now moving next. Here once again, this is implicit equation. Okay, this implicit equation, he is saying show that there is only one point on the curve at which tangent is parallel to this. First of all, apply differentiation rule for implicit equation. Implicit equations rule mean you will use the product rule for this. The derivative of this becomes 4xy plus 2x square dy dx minus same way for this 1y square plus in the bracket I mean x and then 2y and then dy dx is equal to 0 as a is constant, and then you will simplify, you will have the expression for dy dx, and as it is said that tangent is parallel to y parallel to x axis. Any line which is parallel to x axis having the gradient 0, so he just did not use the word of stationary. Alternatively, he used this term as it is corresponding to that term once again. So you will put it equal to 0 your dy dx and get corresponding value of x, and then you will take that value of x and plug there in the back in the original equation, and from there, my dear, you will have the value of y. Okay, now moving forward, and now things are going easy and becoming smooth. Yes, here you see this is the differential equation question, and it's once again very simple. What you have to do, just first of all take the method of separation, all one type of variable on one side and the other type of variable on the other side, and then you will have, you see, sine 1 over 2 theta over cos 1 over 2 theta is equal to x plus 2 over dx, and then in the next step take reciprocal on both sides because your d theta and dx should not be in the denominator, they must be in the numerator. You got it, my dear? Okay, and then just integrate on both sides and find the constant of integration, and you can is there are limits, so you apply these limits and can get corresponding value of c, and then whatever he is saying, he's saying solve differential equation and obtain expression for x in term. Actually, maybe in the end when you do that, you have not subjected x, so you need to make x as a subject and give your answer for x in terms of theta. Yes, my dear, this way we generally do, but one thing must be clear there, that there is cos theta and in the expression it's 1 over 2 theta, so you must if you have your answer in the trigonometric ratios of 1 over 2 theta, you must convert them into theta by using double angle identity. Maybe you are familiar to use to call it compound angle identities, so this way you can do that question. And now here you see once again very simple question. This question, z and z steric mean conjugate of that, as he mentioned there that z you have to express in terms of in the form of x plus iota y. Okay, so if this is z, then z conjugate becomes x minus iota y. So now you have your values of z and z steric, plug them there in this given equation and then simplify them and take this 2 or whatever 2z steric if it becomes to the other side, and end of the day compare coefficients of real parts and imaginary parts on both sides and you will have your answer. Any confusion? I don't think you will have any confusion because I know I'm teaching mathematicians, the people who are the most genius people in this whole universe, the most talented creatures on this earth. Okay, so I'm moving toward my next part of this question. On a single diagram, sketch the loci given by the equation this, and this is imaginary part. This actually, this is the loci of the circle where center would be 0 and 2 and radius would be 2, and this imaginary imz is equal to 3 mean IMZ mean this is y basically, and y is equal to 3. So you need to plot these two loci on the given argument diagram. Okay, now once again I'm going to second part of this, and you see somewhere at 2 points these two loci meet, and where they meet, call it point of intersection, my dear. Moving forward, I'm sorry. Actually, find the exact argument of this point. Find the exact argument mean you just take when you find the coordinates of P, plot it, and then use the rule theta is equal to tan inverse of imaginary part over real part. I mean y's coordinate over x coordinate, and tan inverse of that. This way you will have the exact argument. Oh, it's lovely question. There must be a sixer on this question. Okay, it's not a sixer, it's actually 5 marks, but I will award you one by myself, so you will have the sixer over there. Okay, now let's see. Is here. Look, this is 2x square plus x plus 8 over there. Look, first of all, say a is equal to capital A, I mean over 2x minus 1, and then plus bx plus c. As you see, there is x square plus 2. This is non-linear factor. Okay, and then same way compare the coefficient and equate them and find the corresponding value. And in next, just integrate that partial fractions part and apply the limit, and most probably you will see that Allen rule prevails there. As you see, the f prime x over fx, if you have this type of function and you want to integrate it, its integral would be ln fx. Okay, moving forward here. Yes, once again the sixer question for my lovely student. You can do that question by integration by parts. Take v as x and du by dx, and you know the rule, uv minus integral of uv prime. By using this formula, you will integrate it by parts. End of the day, you will apply these limits and put it equal to 3, and then you will see that you find this type of the expression. That's what he is demanding from you. Now moving forward, verify this. As you have already proved there, let's say or make it fx or fa, and taking both sides on the one side, then substitute this value again and again. You will see if they vary by sign, their answers vary by sign, they will confirm that root lies between there. And you know here, and this is iteration question, you will use iteration steps method by considering it's easy if you take the midpoint a1 midpoint of these two values. This way you will crack this question. Okay, as you crack sometime the login of your neighbor's password for internet. Okay, so I know. Now my dear, this is question 10, and you know here actually vectors are included, but the part of the plane has been excluded for this year, so I'm not going to attempt this question. And now it's over, my dear, and in next paper I will see if that question will not contain vectors, plane equation of the vector, then I will attempt it. Hopefully you enjoyed the math, you understand the math, and most probably by taking your pen and paper you will attempt it by yourself for better understanding and better concept. Yes, my dear, this is the way. Now the last thing, must remember I also provide home tuition. I must I'm saying to, I also provide online tuitions to A level mathematics, further mathematics. If someone need these type of tuitions help, he can or she can contact on my YouTube channels, private message. Okay, remember me in your prayers, your favorite teacher. Thanks.